What's up YouTube, Webberz05 here coming at you today with Q&A number 60. So looks like it's going to be a short Q&A, so today's questions are once again brought to you by my good friend Darkretician84. And so let's get straight into it. 1. If you made your own fan-made Yu-Gi-Oh! Series or movie, what would the plot be? That's a good one. Not sure what I'd want it to be, but thinking about it now, I'd maybe say like perhaps a time travel based movie based on. So as most of you guys know, I made the decision of going into mixed TCGs because I was really struggling with what I wanted to do Yu-Gi wise, whether I wanted to just play casually or keep going competitively, and thus I had my couple of weeks off while I was in the States, and that got me into the position of I decided I wanted to go into mixed TCGs and just do a little bit of everything. But thinking about it, in my playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I've never really been a hugely competitive person. There have been times I've tried playing competitively, attempting to play meta, and it works, but I'm just not happy with it. But back when Pendulum Edition was meta several years ago, I was dominating my locals, which part of it was kind of nice, but ever since then I've never really felt like I've had that competitive side of me again. So maybe I'd want to do a fan movie. Maybe I'd want to do a movie with a chance to go back in time to a point where I was probably at my most competitive, which would probably be August 2016 when I was on Nirvana High Paladin Turbo, and just see what I'd be like of my current self versus my old self. That would probably be something pretty interesting. Of course, if I was to make a movie like that, I would have to shave off my beard and mustache, and I don't want to have to do that because I'm really quite happy with both of them. 2. When we had that Pegasus Challenge tournament, what was your favourite rule condition thrown in? I think probably I do remember us doing that. I think probably the favourite moment I had was probably when I threw out the rule that everyone gets afflicted with the anime effect of Crush Card, and everyone lost every monster in their deck with 1500 or more attack, where every monster with 1500 or more attack points got sent straight to the graveyard. And it was rather funny because Max Marley, who was playing Madolche, absolutely none of the very minimal of the monsters in his deck were affected. So he was like, okay, this is perfectly fine. I think you and Richie, I believe you were on some variant which had loads of monsters that were affected. So yeah, that was just a rather funny moment when that happened. 3. The new Horus cards don't seem to have anything to do with the Horus the Black Flame Dragon monsters. Do you think the new Horus card should have directly supported them? I mean, so when I completely agree with this, because when I heard that Horus was getting support, I'm like, oh wow, Horus hasn't received support in years. Probably the last Horus support we got was when they did the Synchro retrain of Metaphys Horus back in New Challenges. And so when I took a look at the spawn that was getting released for the new set, I took a look and I'm like, oh, this is just a completely different archetype. And I'm like, that's thoroughly disappointing. Because Horus the Black Flame Dragon was huge. Pretty sure it was a huge thing back when it got released. It's just one of those, it's one of the LV style decks that was just a way of shutting down spells. And for playing against it in the video games, it was quite irritating. So I would have loved to have seen it get a retrain, but no, apparently when they wanted to do a Horus archetype, they just want to do something completely different. So yeah, I won't deny, I was rather disappointed with the new Horus support. Not the support I and probably a lot of other people were hoping for. 4. What's your favourite Starlight Rare? For a Starlight Rare that I own, that would probably have to be Appaloosa. Probably on the primary reason that was my first Starlight Rare, so it's just got that special part in my heart. That being said, Blackwing Dragon was the first Starlight Rare that I pulled from a pack. That was insane. I was quite happy with that, but I was equally happy just getting rid of. I was equally happy selling that one off, and Express Gaming was rather happy with it, so that was fine. I know there's been lots of other Starlights in the game, but probably I'd have to say Apple is definitely one of my top ones, even if I don't typically summon it very frequently in my matches. I think if I was to pick a Starlight Rare that I do use quite frequently, that would probably have to go to Dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy, because I have used that quite a few times, because it's just kind of fun robbing Dark monsters from my opponent's graveyard and then using them against my opponent. And question 5. Is there a quarter-century secret rare that you'd love to have? So when I read this question, I thought to myself, I've not actually really taken a proper look at the list of quarter-century secret rares since they became a thing, because I've kind of been shifting out from Yu-Gi-Oh! Into Pokemon and Digimon, but I did a quick search on Wikipedia to see the list of 25th quarter-century secret rares, so to scroll down the list, I did find one which I thought to myself, yeah, this is probably the quarter-century rare I'd like to have, and that is Nightmare Magician from Duelist Nexus. Because frankly, I think it's a really cool looking card, and my friend Carlton actually did pull the quarter-century rare of that. I took one look and I'm like, oh, this is so nice, I would love to have this. We did get into a small discussion about him sorting it out to me, but when Illusion started getting more support in, he thought to himself, I'm probably just going to hold on to it until it goes up in value, because Illusion's just going to keep getting support. And I completely understand that, but still, it was a very nice looking quarter-century rare, and now I kind of would, if I was to get one, that would probably be the one I would go for. And on that note, guys, that is all the questions I have today, so thank you very much, Dark84, for your questions. Very amusing as always. And if anyone else has any questions for me, leave them in the comment section down below. And remember, I do these Q&As every Wednesday, UK time, morning or afternoon, depending on my schedule. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.